All right, everybody, welcome to Wednesday. How you guys doing? Hopefully everything is going well with you. Those of you who've been asking me about the Ascension group on Wednesdays, today we're going to be talking about the role of karma and how enlightened beings, or when you become enlightened, or when you're on the path to enlightenment, how karma works. And also about clearing karma, maybe even we'll probably get into ancestral karma too, because I was talking about ancestors last week. So that is today at 3:30 Eastern Time, my Ascension group. If you want to join, there's a link in the description box below. All right, let's see where we go. Also, if you want to learn tarot from me, or if you want to jump onto the tarot certification, there are spots. There is a link in the description box below. All right, let's see where we go. Very soon I'll be talking about the spiritual business class refresh for April. Probably talk more about that tomorrow. Okay. All right, begin now. First light, beginning a new cycle. I love it. Embracing enthusiasm, shout to the heavens with happiness. We definitely have gone through some big shift, and I am tempted to blame it on Saturn, right? Saturn was in Aquarian energy, and Saturn does like Aquarius. It also likes Capricorn because it is about ruling authority. And Aquarius has a certain amount of ruling authority in terms of the collective. And definitely Capricorn has some kind of ruling authority as an authority figure or something like that. But when Saturn moves into Pisces, as it did on March 7th, there's this disconnect. It's moving into a feeling sign. It's moving into a water sign. And Saturn is like, I need structure. I need structure. I need to create boxes everywhere. And so this last week or so, I mean, Saturn is going to be in Pisces for 2.5 years. So let's just pace ourselves, shall we? Pace yourself. And I do feel like Saturn, the great news about this is that Saturn is giving us a sense of grounding, and you can't really move forward unless you have some kind of grounding. If everything is kind of floaty, it's like there's no beginning, middle, and end, which is a very 3D concept. I get it. But I'm just saying to you, like, there's a little bit of structure around our feelings, our creativity. I've said it for many years that one of the most interesting lessons I've learned as a creative, I've been a creative all my life. Everything I've done, there's been creativity to it. And that's been the thing that's most excited me about new projects. And so I've always said, like, how can you think outside the box if you don't know where the box is? Okay? And requiring a box might seem to be, sort of hemming you in or holding you back from expanding into your full creativity. But that box is there to kind of organize your creativity. It's also to give it structure, give it meaning, give it grounding, and shine the light on where we're going. So there's sort of a progression feeling to it. So if you've been having a little bit of a hard time being creative, it's possible that with Saturn in Aquarius, it has been very, really tapped into the energy of the collective rather than you as an individual and what your creativity is or how it's shown. So that might be something that is coming through for you. What I am seeing under here is 5 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, wow, the 7 of Swords, the Knight of Swords. So this underneath is a sense of lack, a sense of fear. What do I have to do? I want to escape this feeling. I want to escape this feeling of being, hemmed in or anchored down, especially as it relates to money. I think there is some kind of, when we talk about ascension, we talk about moving into the 5D living, we still have a 3D experience to deal with. I mean, that's the reason we're here, is that we're anchored in this 3D expression so we can work through that karma. We can work through those lessons for ourselves. Wow, I'm smelling smoke. Not in the house, but like a cigarette smoke or a pipe smoke or something like that. I'm getting that. Okay, I don't. Sometimes stuff like that happens because I'm mostly auditory. I'm mostly recognizing words and messages, but this was a smell. This was definitely a smell of pipe smoke or cigarette smoke. Maybe we'll follow that down in the reading and see where that comes from. It's meaningful to somebody or something. It can be about an ancestor. I have been tapping a lot into ancestral messages, and if any of your parents' father smoked a pipe, or an Aquarian smoking a pipe or smoking cigarettes or something like that, there's definitely a message coming through from that person. So this seems separate to me. This seems a little separate to me, but hang on. 2 of Cups, the Star, the 7 of Cups, 8 of Swords, Queen of Swords, 9 of Wands, Ace of Cups, the Hermit energy. I really like this, and the Hierophant energy. So Taurus and Virgo down here, anchoring our Aquarian energy up there. I feel like there's a sense of fighting the good fight to keep things light, or wanting to keep things out of a physical experience, because it's almost like okay, a lot's coming through here. So instead of living in our 3D life, we're kind of ungrounding ourselves and floating around in our spirituality and not really seeing that the spiritual experience we're having can be anchored in our 3D life. It's important for us to anchor it in our 3D life. It's not a separate experience. It's definitely not. And in our heads, 8 of Swords and this 9 of Wands, it's sort of like, no, I don't want to sully or muddy up my spiritual experiences with this awful 3D world. There's just this polarity, the sense of polarity. And I do feel like you might be bringing this together. There might be somebody in your life who's coming in, or somebody who's a teacher. This is definitely teacher, guide, shaman, something like that. Someone who's coming in to make sense of this, show you how your creativity can be anchored in your daily life, how your spirituality can be anchored in your daily life. There's no need to really separate them, and some of us have been working on that for quite some time, where we're really working on anchoring our spirituality in the day-to-day living that we have. Voila, my work. The 8 of Pentacles is here. So the 2 of Cups and the Star, there's a very ethereal quality, sort of a hopefulness. This is Aquarian energy, the Star. She is the water bearer. So as I was saying yesterday, there's water in the air. When there's no water in the air, that's when we get those shocks, right? Because electricity is not being conducted correctly. There's no grounding of the electricity. And so it's just like out there, and it, comes through in static cling, and, touching each other and being like, ow, that hurts. So so there's a little bit here of a resistance or a lack of clarity as to how this is going to work. How is this going to work again? That I'm anchoring my spirituality in my 3D life. Some of you may be anchoring it through becoming a teacher or a guide. Some of you may be anchoring it through a love partner that's helping you find and navigate and ground your mission and purpose. So that's coming in. I want to clarify the 8 of Swords. This is a mindset issue. 3 of Pentacles. I think you need other people right now, or other people may need you right now. The 9 of Wands, 3 of Wands. So there's definitely a sense here of helping other people, or you're going to be helped by other people. Potentially an Aquarian, a Taurus, a Virgo. And inside there's just this lack of belief, maybe a lack of belief in yourself. Maybe you have been letting other people into your life, and they do take advantage of you or something like that. So now Queen of Swords is like, no way, no one's coming into my life. I'm on my own. I do think that, especially with Aquarius, you can feel like I have to do life on my own. Like I can't, there's nobody to count on. There's nobody to connect with. I feel like the archangel, this is almost like an archangel or an angelic kind of presence in your life. But I also do feel like that kind of ushers in, or that's making the path for a 3D person to come into your life as a guide, or as a mystic, or as someone who is helping you navigate this particular lesson. It can be that you're stepping into your spiritual gifts because this person showed up, didn't even really know that you had this kind of gift. They're helping you ground it. They're helping you ground it. All right. So the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups and the Eight of Swords in the past. This says to me a little bit that, like, no, I've been through very difficult situations. Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, people cheating, people doing. So I'm just going to head down, focus on myself. It's almost like you can't do that because you have to have the opposite polarity. You cannot do this by yourself. You cannot solely, keep other people at bay. All right. So why is the Seven of Cups here? Ace of Pentacles, looky there. Something brand new coming in. But I think you have to choose it. Four of Swords. I'll do more here. Five of Swords. Hanged Man. And the Page of Wands. Okay. So there's definitely some healing from some past trauma, childhood trauma, something along those lines. And in order to move forward, you need to see who's the good witch and who's the bad witch. You need to be able to see why people are in your life. I feel like you might be like lumping everybody in together, that everybody who comes across your path, you're still in that blind spot of trying to fix the relationship you had to your mother or your father, right? Some of us do this very unconsciously. Some of us, it's brought to consciousness level and we're like, oh yeah, I see it. I'm projecting my mother onto this love partner or business partner or something like that. And I feel like some of you might be dealing with a partner who's an escapist, someone who escapes or runs away from relationship, someone who buries their head in the sand, someone who says no because they've never transmuted their energy of feelings or mindset or anything. They haven't done the work. I feel like you're here to inspire them to do the work because they're either one of these. They're either the Virgo or the Taurus, meaning they're either the Hermit or the Hierophant. The more traditional teacher, the less traditional teacher, right? This is Gandalf and this is like the Pope. And so, so what we're doing here is we're healing our perception of the lessons that we have learned, recognizing how to anchor them in our 3D experience, recognizing that everything does fit together. Everything does fit together. Seriously. And it's only us thinking that we're all separate, thinking that we don't have any impact on that person right there, or that we're not connected in terms of in terms of the collective. I feel like that's coming to a head right now, that you are definitely seeing how, a butterfly batting its wings on one side of the earth brings up a tsunami on the other side of the earth. I feel like you're really starting to make those connections. All right, starting to make those connections. So I will continue on with this reading. If this is for you, I'm going to go deeper into this and figure out what is the upshot of this. Where are we going? All right, morning message for you. If you're part of Pathfinders, we're just going to keep going. But if you're not, there's a link in the description box below if you want to continue on with this reading, if this is for you. All right, links are below. See you later. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.